This is Dave Johnson, a supervisor in a distribution warehouse. He's been with the company for over 18 years and a supervisor for 5 of those years. Dave is well respected by his peers. Having worked his way up through the company, he's also popular with hourly employees. His normal work routine is just that, routine. Today, however, he will find himself right where you could be, in the middle of an accident, where the responsibility for controlling everything during the initial response to the accident rests with you.
Well, it's our new quality supervisor. Congratulations, Lisa. You deserve it.
Thanks, Dave.
So tell me, how does it feel to be out here on the floor where the real work goes on instead of stuck away in that old musty QC lab, huh?
Give me a break, Dave. You know I've been out here before.
Yeah, right. How are we going to reduce accidents if we can't even wipe up spills? I'll give maintenance a call.
Dave in the warehouse.
What's that, Dave?
Please call Jim Smith at extension 222.
Dave in the warehouse, please call Jim Smith at extension 222.
What now?
Jim Smith.
Morning, Mr. Smith. What can I do for you?
Hi, Dave. Listen, have you seen where the third shift placed that pallet with computer equipment?
Oh, you mean the one that's headed to the north office?
Yeah, that's it. Look, we've got a truck in bay number 1 that leaves in 5 minutes. Can you get that pallet down to the loading dock before they leave?
No problem. We'll get right on it.
Good man. I knew I could count on you. Say, if I don't see you before I leave, tell your crew I said to have a great holiday.
Well, thanks. You do the same.
Morning, Dave.
Oh, hello. Oh, you're the new guy, aren't you, Bob, right?
Yeah, right. The lady out in personnel, she's sitting in for someone. She sent me here and said that I could finish new hire training after the holidays.
Well, great. We could sure use your help. Welcome aboard.
Thanks, Dave.
And now, if I remember, your application says you know how to drive a forklift, right?
Mm-hmm. At the company I just came from, I drove one for 10 years.
Good, because I need you to get that pallet of computer equipment right there down to the loading dock in the next 2 minutes so they can get it on the truck going north.
Great. Which forklift do you want me to use?
Just use that one right there and hurry, okay?
Oh, Dave, did you want me to do a pre-use inspection first?
Well, you bet I do, after you get that down there. Look, Bob, you're absolutely right. We should do a pre-use first, but we got to get that pallet to the loading dock. Now, do it quickly, but be safe. Safety is important around here. Matter of fact, I got to have a little talk with maintenance right now about leaving oil on the floor by the loading dock. I put one of those wet floor signs by, so stay clear, all right?
You got it.
Maintenance? Yeah, who am I talking to? JD? Hey, buddy, this is Dave in shipping. How's it going? Look, man, you know why there's oil on the floor down by the loading dock? Well, remember our safety program. If you spill it, you clean it up. Well, purchasing ought to have some absorbent material. Yeah, well, I guess they took an early vacation. Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It only takes a few seconds for hard-working people to suffer from workplace accidents. In fact, in the few minutes and seconds it has taken to open this program, many people died in industrial accidents, and many more people suffered disabling injuries. When an accident happens, seconds can make the difference between a minor loss and a major catastrophe. The right decisions must be made, and made quickly, to protect people, minimize loss, and preserve information. It can all come down to those precious seconds, and it can all come down to you. Responding promptly and positively to the scene of the accident gives you the valuable opportunity to reduce the extent of loss and to preserve the valuable information necessary to learn what really happened. Although these losses produce suffering, they provide the opportunity to improve your company's accident investigation program. I'm Don Harrison. Today we'll look at some techniques that you can use to improve your organization and stop unnecessary loss through effective accident investigation. This video is interactive. We will follow the accident you have just witnessed throughout this presentation. You will be prompted to stop the video and examine the details to help you practice and perfect your investigative skills. Place yourself in each situation and try to determine how you will respond to an accident in your company. An often overlooked part of an investigation is the initial response. There are many actions to be done when an accident occurs. How many varies with the loss potential of the accident. But there are basic steps to be taken in all investigations. Let's go back to our scenario. This accident didn't have to happen, but it did. A prompt and positive response to the accident is a must, or the investigation ends up being a waste of time. If this accident were to occur at your company, what should be done first? The success of an investigation is often determined in the first few moments. However, a lot can be done in those same moments to distort information and doom the investigation to failure. If proper actions are taken, you can both reduce the extent of the loss and get the investigation started properly. Watch this scenario again. Although this organization has a good emergency response plan, let's go into another dimension to show the importance of the initial response. What could go wrong? Be on the lookout for signs of how this investigation could be doomed for failure.
Bob, what happened? You said you knew how to drive a forklift. Lisa, what happened? Where'd you get hit?
It's my leg.
Come on, everybody, stand back, give her air. Who called emergency services?
Who knows first aid?
JD! Oh, my God, now what? We just talked about this. Craig, go and get some rags and wipe up that oil. We don't need another accident. I gotta call the operator.
Hey, girl, what are you doing?
Oh, well, you know, I got the phones today. Cindy's on vacation again. Oh, Lord, every time I turn around, she's out vacation. We gotta go to lunch. Front desk, this is Renee.
Oh, shoot, Renee, I was calling the operator.
Oh, I'm the operator today. Cindy's on vacation.
All right, well, look, this is Dave in shipping. Lisa Evans and JD Allstott have been involved in a bad forklift accident.
What?
Yeah, they're both down and we need help fast. I'm going back there.
Wait a minute, Dave. Where are they? How bad are they hurt? Who should I call? Yes, this is Renee Wallace at IDS on North Boulevard. We've had a serious accident. 2 people are trapped under a forklift. They could be dead. We need help fast.
All right, people, let's look alive. We got an ambulance coming. Clear all this junk out of the way.
My leg, please.
We're gonna take these boxes out.
Paramedics, yes,
Okay. Well. Hey, look. I'll have to get back with you. I'll get back. And what is going on now?
Mr. Smith, there's been an accident.
What's going on? What's happening? An accident here? Are you sure it's supposed to be here? I don't know of anything going on here. Is there something going on? Is there a problem back there? This way. Here. Yeah, here she is, here. What happened here? What's going on? What's going on here? What happened?
What went wrong? Stop to discuss, then restart the video. Notice how the accident got worse, not to mention the waste of time in getting medical assistance due to poor communication. If this was the actual response, it is likely that the true causes of this loss would never have been known due to Dave's failure to preserve evidence. Fortunately, this did not happen. Before we take a look at how Dave actually responded, let's look at some ways to prevent disaster to your investigation. A systematic method for responding to the accident includes taking control of the scene, ensuring first aid and emergency services, controlling secondary accidents, identifying sources of evidence, preserving sources of evidence, determining the loss potential, and notifying appropriate managers. Let's look at these steps in order of their importance. Step 1. Take control of the accident scene. Accidents make people react differently. They're curious and they want to help. Sometimes they are irrational and they do more harm than good. A leader needs to take charge, to direct and approve everything that is done to relieve suffering and reduce the danger of increased injuries. Step 2. Ensure first aid and call for emergency services. Give urgently necessary first aid and, if necessary, have someone call for help. Step 3. Control potential secondary accidents, because these are often more serious due to the weakening of the normal controls over the loss exposure. Step 4. Identify sources of evidence at the scene. Items can be moved during the emergency response or attempts at rescue work. People leave the scene. They take equipment and materials with them. Step 5. Preserve evidence from alteration or removal. Leaders have the ability to keep objects from being moved or to record original location and condition if objects must be moved. Step 6. Determining the loss potential. Make a prompt appraisal of how bad the accident could have been and how likely it is to occur again. Then you can decide how in-depth the investigation should be. For example, suppose 2 employees with cut fingers use bandages from the first aid kit. How serious is the loss potential? Obviously, we have to investigate to determine the potential. If one of the employees cut their finger on a letter opener, we have a low loss potential. But what if the other employee cut their finger on a band saw? This is a high potential accident that must receive adequate attention to the investigation. Remember, the potential for future losses determines the extent of the investigation. Step 7. Notify appropriate managers. Some managers may need just a courtesy notification. Others may need to be on the scene right away. Managers can provide the necessary resources and communication if they are aware of the situation. Now watch how the actual response plays a role in reducing further loss and supports the investigation.
Oh, my leg.
All right, everybody, listen up. Chris, go to the phone, call the operator, tell her to page the first aid team and emergency services. Lisa may have a broken leg. Stay on the line with her until she gets all the information she needs. Sandy, stay with Lisa, keep her calm and still. Let her know help's on the way.
Oh, my phone!
Bob. JD, do me a favor. Take Bob to the break area and keep him calm. Stay with him until he calms down. All right.
Hey, girl, what are you doing?
Hey, oh, I got the phones today. Cindy got to take early vacation. But I got something to tell you.
Right.
Oh, here's the phone. Front desk, this is Renee.
Renee? I'm sorry, I thought this was the operator.
I'm sorry. I'm the operator today. Cindy's on vacation.
This is Chris in the warehouse. There's been an accident.
What?
Look, I need you to write this down. First, we need you to call the first aid team to Rack 21. That's right, Rack 21. It's Lisa Evans. She hurt her leg. She's conscious, but call an ambulance just in case.
Okay, Chris. Keep me posted.
All right, thanks, Renee.
Yes, this is Renee at IDS on North Boulevard. We've had an accident in our warehouse. One of our employees injured their leg. She is conscious, but we need an ambulance just in case.
Craig, how about standing here in front of this oil spot so nobody else slips and gets hurt? Whoa!
What's happening to the oil?
Report to rack number 21.
Dave, I called emergency services and they're on their way.
Report to rack number
What else do you
21
need?
in the warehouse.
Call Mr. Smith, tell him what happened, tell him emergency services are on the way, and then I need for you to go out front and direct the paramedics in here.
All right.
Sam.
Yeah.
Will you go to the safety office and get a camera?
Yeah.
Thanks. Now the rest of you guys, tape off this area and please don't let anybody touch anything. Sure looks like this could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, over here. Back here. Back in the warehouse area. Okay. Hey, Lisa. Everything will be okay. Let's go ahead and move some of this. Okay. Give him some room here, guys.
How you doing?
Hi.
What hurts?
My lower right leg.
How did Dave use the 7 steps of the investigation? Stop to discuss, then restart the video. This time, Dave immediately took control of the scene by getting everyone's attention. Because he assessed the situation, he was aware of the slippery oil. When he saw J.D., he stopped him from stepping in the oil and assigned him to calm Bob down, which aided in keeping control of the scene. He assigned Chris to call the operator and was specific in having him talk with the operator. This ensured that first aid was administered and that emergency services were called. Since Chris gave clear details about the accident and location, Renee was able to get assistance right away. By having an employee stand in front of the oil, Dave kept others from slipping in the oil. Dave did not blame anyone at the scene, which helped to keep everyone as calm as possible. Dave ordered that the area be blocked off to preserve sources of evidence and to keep people back. He also sent for a camera to record the position of objects in the scene. The department manager, Jim Smith, was notified, which aided in getting the emergency services group to the scene. This will also help increase the manager's interest when his involvement in the remedial actions stage of the investigation becomes necessary. All of these things will pay off in preserving life, property, and evidence. Use these steps in any accident that you may become involved in. The actions of the steps will vary depending on severity, but all steps should be followed. How can you ensure that your company is prepared to respond to an accident? Stop to discuss, then restart the video. To review what we have covered in this video, we demonstrated that the initial response to the accident scene makes a critical difference as to whether the investigation will be effective. The 7 steps that should be followed in the initial response are to Step 1, take control at the scene. Step 2, ensure first aid and emergency services. Step 3, control secondary accidents. Step 4, identify sources of evidence. Step 5, preserve evidence. Step 6, determine the loss potential. And Step 7, notify the appropriate manager. After this, you are ready to go on to the next step of your investigation to identify causes and develop remedial actions. Taking a few extra seconds during the initial response to the accident can put valuable time on your side. Following the 7 steps of responding to an accident can send you on your way to reducing losses to people, property, process, and the environment.